good. Cried in the dark, but I understood. Sweet Donna, journey of life is a heavy road. Bare feet on the stones, still I carry hope.
Yeah.
Journey of life is oh, keep holding on. He's still trying with your eyes. They talk like they know how my story ends, but they weren't there when I lost my hands. I'm there. Sweet through the night. I walk on my knees when the fear comes, then I rise again, feel the wave with sweet through the night. We keep holding on. Tears still shine in your eyes. The one thing I know deep inside is true. Sweet you, God, will all come true. We rise up deep and wet. These tired hand in hand. We sing, we prove everyone can learn. Things will work
For my good. Yeah. I'm proud.
the journey
Your life.
is
Well, good evening and welcome to today's edition on Riverside Talk. I want to say first of all, we own no copyright to music we play on the show. Absolutely no copyright to music we play here. Today is June 14th, day is Sunday, June 14th, 2026. And I want to welcome you all here tonight. You know, it's a blessed thing to be alive. And I want to say happy birthday to all the June babies and happy birthday to my very self. I like this music. It's called Song of Hope. I like it. The wordings and the beat, everything just blend together, makes it look very unique. And if you listen to the wording keenly, someday things will work out for my good. You know, we gradually getting there. And I want to welcome you all here tonight for another exclusive discussion here. Last night we weren't able to be on air because we traveled to Louisville, Kentucky to cover another program there last night. That's why we didn't show up. We were not available. So we want to say sorry for that, but we did a live video last night for the program that we went for. Here we are here again on Sunday, the Lord's Day. And all those that went to church, today I want to say thank you. If you didn't go, please try to go. If you are not a Christian, we understand that. What we want to share, we want to encourage you to go to church. Uh, it's very important that we know who this Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is. If you are a Muslim, we respect your belief, and we know you believe in Muhammad. But when we come here, we'll talk about our Papa, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So, all in all, welcome to all of you people, and I'm waiting on my colleagues from Liberia to join. Once they join, we will go into our discussion. Even if not, we will dive straight into our discussion here tonight. But before then, let's take this music again. Someday things will work out for my good. Let's listen to that.
Oh, we do not to hold. We keep holding on. It took a he's still trying in your eyes. One thing I know deep inside, true to you, it will all come true. They talk like they know how, but they weren't there when I lost my friends. Now I'm there. We do not care. I fall on my knees when fear comes, then I rise again. Play with you. She do not.
Walk out for my good. Hey. You are like
He's still trying in your heart. Thing I know deep inside is true. So you will all come true. We wrap deep in with these tired hand in hand. We sing, we prove everyone can learn. Things will work
for my good. Oh.
the journey is
All right, folks, let me welcome you back here again. It's Sunday, the 14th of June 2026. And that happened to be my birthday. I am plus one today. I want to say happy birthday to myself and happy belated birthday to my little man. And also happy birthday to DJ T. Yeah, that's the most famous guy around the world. That's President Donald J. Trump is also celebrating his birthday today, June 14th. I want to say happy birthday to him as well. Folks, you know, we will start with this rigmarole that is going on between Liberia and that of the a prophet from Nigeria. I know most of you might have been aware that about a week or so, this prophet, who is based in Nigeria, quote unquote, gave a prophecy that, said the current president of Liberia is confused. Liberia will suffer and here and there, which the Liberia government in turn, filed a formal complaint to Nigeria. And that complaint was filed by the ambassador proper in Nigeria, former Senator John Balu. Filed that complaint to his counterpart in Abuja. Now, there was a statement circulated on the social media, and that statement, later on, a couple of media outlets came out and said it was fake. I'm talking about, if you follow OKFM and other renowned news outlets in Liberia, confirmed that that was fake. And one thing that I observed too about the communication was the structure in which the communication was written. And there were some grammatical errors into those communications, especially communication that is meant to be diplomatic. I don't think the form and manner in which that communication was written was actually on a standard level. But let's leave it, we'll come to that. Now, when Liberia filed her position with the counterpart, this, Mr. Placard, thanks for watching. This individual, the quote unquote man of God, the prophet, who claimed that the whole of Liberia can't fight him, came back and said he was going to sue the current information minister on Rupia, Jeremy Pia, for character defamation of character, $2 million United States dollars. And I watched his video when he was, quote unquote, speaking to his congregation about how the entire Liberia is small, they can't fight him, he's bigger than Liberia. And that is opinion. But on a serious note, I think it is about time. We discussed this the last time on our show here. I think it's about time those quote unquote clergymen, those pastors, prophet, prophetess, and all the tests and all the clergy, the BB title, apostles. I think it's about time to distinguish between preaching the gospel and getting involved into politics. Don't get me wrong. We are all political species. But if you assume, if you hold such a title, you should be careful of what you say to the public. All right. This whole thing of prophecy. Don't get me wrong. I believe in that. And we know those prophecy actually exist. So those prophecy actually exist. True prophet actually exists. But the issue to where you will want to be relevant just because you quote unquote get a title and the entire country is below you, I think is an insult to the body of Christ. And I think I'm speaking from experiences, especially from where I sit. You realize that whenever US is having whole election, a lot of those folks will come out with prophecy that God spoke to them, God said this and that. But then at the end of the day, some of those, prophet statement or what quote unquote they said the Lord spoke to them through. it can't even happen. And you see that they will go back in their shelf. 2016, a lot of prediction came about. 2020, a lot of prediction came about. 2024, a lot of prediction came about. And here we are today, DJT is in office. And as a clergic man who preaches the gospel, I think the best thing to do is to preach salvation to your congregation and let the people get saved. Preach salvation messages. I'm not saying, this prophet preaching about salvation in his church. I'm yet to see that. Maybe somebody can provide me with that video. I've not seen him, talk about the reason Christ came and died for us. And I think these are the messages that we should be preaching to the public. Because if we can talk about salvation and how people can be, saved, instead of preaching prosperity messages to attract people to ourselves and enrich ourselves, and then those people that we call members leave them vulnerable without knowing Christ, I don't think we are doing anything good to ourselves and that of the congregation. And the very Bible tells us it's important. The very Bible tells us to go out to all nations and preach the gospel. So if we are to preach this gospel, preaching the gospel is not only about telling people your enemy will die, your this and that, but let's get to the root, which is telling people about the salvation messages. Let our congregation know Christ, who truly Christ is. Then getting ourselves involved into politics just to get famous and things. If God can speak to you about other nations, if God can speak to you about Liberia, have God ever, the issue of Christians genocide in Nigeria, because most of the peoples that are adopted and by the Boko Harams and other insurgent groups in Nigeria, most of them, right? They are people of the Christian faith. They are our congregation. Have God not spoken to you about those issues, how those issues can be addressed, and how the country can go about doing that? Then God, only Liberia, God seems to speak to you about. Come on, man. We gotta be real here. We are not saying it's all rosy in Liberia. It's not. But equally so, there's a very big issue right under your nose, right under your feet. Have God not asked, have you not even have an encounter God telling you how to address the insecurities in Nigeria, especially within the Christian communities, the Christian populations? Every single day, people, the Christians in the remote areas goes to church, whether hoping that they will return home safe. Every single day, Christians get in their vehicles, whatever any other means they use to get to where they're going, hoping that they will return home safely. Have God ever have not, I mean, let's just think wisely. And this is the same man. Since he came out with anything the last time, I've been following him. I've been following his activity. This is the same man, a video clip of him delegating a real estate that he builds, and then he said this estate, I'm naming this estate after one of my good friend, Josh Weir. So are you using God's name, for your good friend Josh Weir, or it is actually the true and living God that spoke to you about Liberia, or it's some different set of God that spoke to you? So if you are talking about deformation of character, if the entire country goes together and say we will also sue you for character deformation, what will you say? Because you want to sue information minister, and I don't even know the information minister. I don't know him. You don't know me. But the truth is, I am a Bible believing Christian, and I'm one of those that grew up in a real conservative Christian home. Do I dispute that there are no prophets? There are prophets. Is there genuine men of God? Yes, there are. But a lot of folks have made this whole Christianity look somehow to people who don't believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I think it's a disservice to the body of Christ. And if we are to do, we are to spread this gospel to people to be saved, then we, the Christian ourselves, should be able to preach the salvation messages to the public and to our congregation instead of preaching prosperity. And I've said it bluntly. I have not seen this man preach about salvation, how you can get saved. If that video comes out, I will come back here and say, I got it, Mr. Prophet, I'm sorry, you have preached about salvation. I've not seen this man do. I have not seen a video clip of him where he preached about salvation, but his messages, they are all psychologists. Let's say they are all psychology that he used. If somebody who is a psychologist, for me, I'm not. But if somebody who, this psychologist, you realize that those quote unquote those statements from him, they are emotionally charged. And the congregation, and I mean, sometimes I blame we the Christian these days, because the only thing we want to listen to is how favor will locate us, is how blessing will locate us, is how good thing is coming on our side. That's the message we want to listen to these days. But we are not actually thinking. We are not actually thinking about what we can do. So let me play a video clip of him.
Because of one important personality of, not saying it categorically, go and do your worst. Go to the Nigerian government, go and write to Donald Trump. We are going to say to him that Donald Trump coach, not in Nigerian government. Shame to you. Your country has problem there. It's just warnings. It's because you have even things about Liberia. Liberia will not be buffer under you, bunker. Cannot be buffer under you. People that are following writing. You are not enjoying it. The government, there's problem, there's that. Before we tell the government, we told them that for 2020 that if government is satanic, did they report me to anybody? Government is satanic. Contempt of government. Your second time is a failure. You won't win your second time. The prophet is talking. To talk. Go and use your truth to fight. You don't.
All right. So you listen to the clip there. How they should go ahead and go to Donald Trump's court. Donald Trump don't even have a court. And the first one, Donald Trump don't even care. The problem Donald Trump has is more than Liberia problem. And I think, if your quote unquote prophet office is all about speaking about other countries, when you have major issue in your own your own house, your foundation is shaking. You're not speaking about it, but you're speaking about other countries. Then I don't think you actually, Mr. Prophet. I don't know where you got your prophet title from. Sorry, but on a serious note, if all God is speaking to you about a nation, ask yourself. You're living right there. You live right there in Nigeria. Over 2 weeks ago, the amount of children and women that got adopted. The problem that is in Nigeria didn't start from now. And on a very serious note, if you ask a typical Liberian, let's put politics aside, all right? Let politics be aside. If you ask a typical Liberian, there is always a distinction between leaders that have come to office in Liberia, that have occupied a higher seat in Liberia. There is a distinction between all of those leaders. A typical Liberian will tell you, this leader, during this leader time, this is what happened. And during this present time, this is what happened. And during this present time, this is how we live. There's a vast differences between those leaders. Now, during child stealer time in Liberia, when a family can a bag of rice used to be what? $800, right? The highest, 800. Cup of rice. We used to see $10, $5 cup of rice. Start going a little bit, 15. If it's expensive, maybe 15. But the highest, $10. Now, Mr. Taylor tell you, in the way in it. And then we came to Manasseh regime. Now we saw things differently. And then you hear Liberians saying during President Taylor time, we used to buy a bag around $800. And then in Ellen regime, rice, a cup of rice was somewhere around, it started from maybe 20, 25, it started going up, and then you'll see maybe like 30 and 35, it was fluctuating. Now, there came his quote unquote very best friend, former President George Manawia, when he came to office. We saw how Liberia, was looking. We saw the insecurities and everything that happened just within the span of 6 years in Liberia. The guy ever spoke to him during that time? Did he, since he actually loved his friend, did he ever call his friend to advise him? That didn't happen because his brand envelope was going to him. And that time the president was doing exceedingly well. I bet the president back at the phone and call this man and say, Mr. Prophet, I heard what you said, and I think you need to come and pray. He will be very happy to go to Liberia and collect his own envelope. And if he does that, you will never hear him talking about it's just a warning. I saw this and saw that. You gave him warning to Liberia. Have you given warning to Nigeria, Mr. Prophet? Let me tell you, when it comes to the gospel, right, we have to be serious. We have to call spade a spade. Thank God it's Sunday. But you can't use the name of Christ to denigrate. To me, it's denigrating God. Because you see all the hypocrites. You have serious issues in your country. You're not talking about it. Women, children are dying. They are molesting them. Is everything rosy on a person in Boaka? No, it's not. But a typical Liberian will tell you where we find ourselves now. We think we are heading a very good direction. I'm not speaking for the government, but I am a citizen. I follow Liberia. And I'm not a Jewish prophet, like P.L. Lumumba will always say. I'm not a Jewish prophet. But if I look at Liberia, with faith, I can say Liberia is gradually picking up. But it is quite, frustrating that some clergy will use the name of God, just to say something to the public. I always say this. I personally don't have issue with former President George Manawia. I believe he had a very good intention for Liberia. But the way he came to office and the people he brought on board, all of this contributed to wars. I repeat, all of this contributed to wars, what we saw in Liberia from 2018 up to 2023. What we saw during that time. Nobody in Liberia never knew, who would come and say, I didn't hear about the auditor's death. Nobody in Liberia will tell you if you during this time, I don't know whether the prophet was living. I don't know whether he was giving advices to to his friend, his good friend, President George Manawia. Former President George Manaway, I don't know whether he was giving advices to him. Because if you actually, cares about Liberia as a prophet, during those times, we never heard you speak to your friend and say, hey, the Lord said you're not doing the right thing, get on path. We never heard that. He was exceedingly doing well because your brand envelope was continuously coming towards you. I'm the one saying it. Maybe you will go and go say, oh, I'll go sue that bottle for another $2 million. Now how you getting your own money? On a serious note, Papi, that poor God business aside yet, they've been taking our real LIB Kolokwa. That poor God business aside, Papi. Bro, you're not proceeding well, bro. You're not saying anything straight set. Because you're using the whole puppet need. You're bringing the puppet into public ridicule. See all the statements are coming at you now. Now you say you want to go sue somebody with $2 million. And Babe, check break, man. Check break. On a serious note, with no disrespect to prophets, prophetess, bishops, reverend, with no disrespect, there are genuine people. And me, if you ask me, I've literally, watch one way or the other, most of those popular Nigerians clergymen. And I can say among them, people that when they speak, you know that it is genuine. One of them just passed recently, Dr. Omar Okbai, Reverend Dr. Omar Okbai. There are still some living today who are teaching the gospel, preaching. There are still some. But most of those guys that you see and Prophet did, the Lord says, selling water, handkerchief, this and that. But men are fake men. They're not no Christian. They're fake men. They're only using the name of Christ to make their luxurious living. And some of them got city. Or go stage manifestation and come back and say, I did that. You go there to see them and say, come back, pay so and so something to go to. I want a mountain for you. Listen, you yourself can take your 2 knees and kneel down in your own house by your bedside and do a genuine prayer to God. God will answer you. But all we think we want to go to Christ to go to men of God. Don't get me wrong. Men of God have prayed and laid hands on me before, and they continue to do. But I know the kind of men of God that I can carry myself for them to lay hands on me. Because the Bible says that. That was a warning to us, believers. Be careful of the last day. False prophets will come. And we are seeing them. It is not in no secret. But we ought to be careful. So, Mr. Prophet, Nigeria is in serious crisis. Nigeria is in serious crisis. What have you said to that? What have the law not spoken to you about Nigeria crisis? We're talking about insecurities. And Nigeria is not in crisis. The Christian genocide that have been happening. What have you said about it? We got those people, those people that those Boko Harams continue to kill. Majority of them are Christian. They will get in town, secure the church, and take their peoples away. They will get in town and arrest people on gunpoint. They are Christian. Carry them. Have God not spoken to you about the issue how you can give warning to Nigeria? Was it not over the weekend, sometime last week, the group of youth headed by a very dark man got on the street to demonstrate just because of their seeing insecurities in Nigeria? Have God not spoken to you about it too? Because I overheard in the video we listened to, he said he gave warning to not Nana, but current Ghanaian president that a government is satanic. Since those governments are satanic and your friend time was not satanic, the marks are there. Maybe I think why you looking for from the government is that you want for them to call you on it to bring you closer to them so that what happened before can continue happening. But I think it's very important that we as Christ person, be very important that we know what to say when it comes to when it comes to what we say to the public about what the law says. Because on a serious note, some of you folks are misleading the public, making a whole God thing to be like a joke to other people. Making a whole God thing to look like a joke to people. And I think it's not what we are to be looking for here. Let's spread the gospel and stop, bringing confusion and chaos to the public space. I will stop there. All right. Back to LRB. LRB, we here. What is happening in Liberia? Over the past couple of days, the Facebook has been flooded with the issue of 19 million drugs that was confiscated at the airport. And I must say kudos to Mr. Biago and his team. Like I always say, the issue of drugs, fighting drugs in Liberia is a continuous effort, and it's all of us collective effort. The great United States is still fighting with that. Does that mean we would the issue of drugs will be eradicated in Liberia completely? No, because that fight is a very long and extensive fight. When it comes to fighting drugs, it's not easy thing. It's not easy. But we must applaud those men and women who are working tirelessly in our security sector. And if you guys can recall, I always say that you can recall in it, but I think that was last month. We had this discussion, and I said Our airport is still vulnerable when it comes to what comes into the country. Our airport is still vulnerable. And the reason I gave at the time is that was that if we are to maintain a strong vigilance within the perimeter of our airport and within the airport itself, we have to do away with what is happening there right now. In the sense that it has been 2 years since I came back from Liberia, but my experiences at the airport when I entered the country, I told my people the airport is still vulnerable, and they didn't understand what I was saying. In the sense that you have people who comes in there, quote unquote, to hustle. If somebody is coming in there to hustle, and there's a incoming luggages, and you have somebody picking up another person's luggages, packing them on the side, just for somebody to come and say, "Oh, is it a bear? Yeah, I can rail outside," and then for a little thing. I don't think we're ready yet. But let me say kudos to those men and women at the Black Berets. I salute you people. Extensive work done over the week to have confiscated that worth of contraband. What about 19 million? 19. That's a very huge concern. But there are a lot of controversies surrounding this. Other people, the names are not released. The names that follow that, and today, a passport is being displayed. And the controversy surrounding that passport is that the person name on the passport passed in 2023. So if this person passed in 2023, how did the passport came about? That's the investigation we're doing now, to know how did this passport came about. But just an encouragement to all of us Liberians. We should not relent when it comes to the fight of drugs. Drugs is affecting our population. Drugs is becoming a serious issue. People who are doing that business, from what I said, you will see people will, do it intentionally to go to prison to make money out of it. You have people seated in American prisons with good money in their bank account because the issue of drugs, it is a business. It's a very lucrative business to them. But again, it is destroying and damaging our population, our society. So the fight, I think it should be void of politics when it comes to the issue of drugs. Because if you are, thinking that that CDC, that UP, excuse me, we will continue to be saying this. But if we all can join hands, I know one way or the other, we all are affected or have been affected by the issue of drugs. We are all affected. One way or the other. We are affected either a relative of us or somebody that we know of is among the people that we are fighting for them to get out. We are all affected one way or the other. So I think it's important that we all join hands collectively. And whenever I come across those individuals, I always ask them, you want that quick money. You see where this quick money has landed you. And they respond always, guys, man, that's part of life. It's part of life, yes, of course. But I think if you have started calculated wealth, that I think I need to do something differently. I don't think this is a kind of place that you will want to be. But it's very important that we join hands no matter what. No matter what. Even if it is the president's household, let justice be done to every man. That's the only way the citizens will see that the fight of drugs is genuine. There shouldn't be no cover up. There shouldn't be no order from above. These are things that think an effort. Order from above are things that destroy. And I think it's important that we be sincere and genuine in our fight. We ought to be sincere in what we do, sincere in our fight. Because if we are not doing it, and do pick and choose, I'm not saying that's what is happening, but I'm just saying if we ought to be sincere in the fight of drugs in Liberia, we should actually be sincere. And I give an example. I say, even if it is the president's household, if it is the vice president's household, let justice be done to all men. That's the only way our citizens will know that, yes, what those people are doing is actually genuine. Well, if we say, oh, John Brown, and I said here the last time, Mr. Biago is a professional person, security-wise. He's been in the security sector for a very long time and knows the in and out of security. And the profession, profession comes with being professional. And his office is displayed there. His office is displayed there. So it's very much important that we be sincere in what we do in a genuine fight against these drugs in Liberia. That's the only way our society, our people will know that we are, fighting it. If we put aside the cap of UP, CDC, and all other political parties, and say, yes, this is not actually good. Come on, go see how our brothers and sisters, go see their lifestyle. Go see how they're living. I mean, you and I, when we see them, we feel so bad for them because that's not what we intend to. We feel so sorry for them. But that should give us the courage to all join and fight this issue of drugs from Liberia. It's serious. It's serious. Let's join hands to make sure that Liberia will win this fight against drugs. Let's put all necessary measures in place at the entry point, the entry and exit point we have. Back to our old topic. What is happening to the famous War and Economic Crimes Court? What is happening? Liberia government, what happened? Where are we with the establishment of this War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia? I mean, we tired waiting now. We tired, papi. We tired, papa. We are actually tired of this, wars. Just the name war. War and Economic Crimes Court, but we have not seen. We have not seen. We ourselves have not seen what. I've not seen what is the outcome. This was popular in 2024. And may peace be to his actually the late Senator Prince Johnson. As he will always tell me, this is a witch hunt. Was Senator Johnson right that this is a witch hunt? Or this was just targeted at Senator Johnson? Number B, I salute you in grave. Where is the War and Economic Crimes Court? Well, up to now, we've gone 2 years. And we have not seen cases being adjudicated. Or we have not seen a significant progress towards this court being actually, in existence. Is it just War and Economic Crimes Court on a word of paper and pen? Was Senator Johnson's right? Senator Johnson, was he right? Because he always said this is a witch hunt. This is a witch hunt. He used to say that. What happened? What happened? We will continue to ask this question and see that the right thing is being done in Liberia, especially with this issue of War and Economic Crimes Court. Economic Crimes Court is very important. We used to, and when this topic comes about, I will always ask Senator DeLong, Honorable Abraham Darius DeLong, the light. Where are we on the issue of war, the War and Economic Crimes Court? Where are we? Why are we not hearing you in session talking about it? As the Papa used to say, whenever you see him, you bring out the issue of War Crimes Court. But since his demise, we have not heard you spoke. We have not heard a single. For me, I stand to be corrected. I always say that. I have not heard a single statement from Senator Dillon saying in section talking about a war economic transport. I stand to be corrected. If anybody says that, I'll apologize to Dillon. But at the time, this issue was one of the cardinal talking point of Senator Dillon. Any appearances or any interview he had, this was the discussion point. He used to lengthily talk about this. And I'm sitting here saying it vividly. I want to believe what the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson, the godfather of Nimba, used to say. I want to believe that it was a witch hunt. And I will keep on saying it until that court is erected and then becomes functional. But until then, the honorable statement, the honorable say, I want to believe they are all actually true. We've gone 2 years. Documents were signed into law. Documents were signed, established to establish the War Crimes Code in 2024, 25, 26. We're still going. 2 going out of 4 years. Are we waiting to establish this code at the end of the tenure or what? Are we leaving it to the new administration that will come on board or what? We need answers. The Liberian people wants to know what happened to the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Code. If we say we are not prosecuting people for war, what happened to the economy side? Let me take you back to my home county. Just of recent, an audit report shows that over $12 million was not appropriately accounted for. The inquiry audit report that came out of NIMBA. Okay. That one, we Nimbayans are calling for an audit into that. We are calling for a proper investigation into that. Okay. So if a county like Nimba, document reveal that in certain time, no proper accountability was given when it comes to those, resources that was given to them. These are cases that a court should exist. But we've gone silent. It is the 6th month of the year, June. It is the 6th month of the year, June. And today, May 14. Tomorrow, 15 more days left. Then we'll be in the 7th month. We'll keep going. And then by 9, we'll be in 2027. Stay. We'll be talking about the issue of War and Economic Crimes Code. When are the Liberian people expected to see this code in full function? Mr. Director, what is happening? Is there no resources? What is holding us? We just wanted to put this on pen and paper and make it look to public that we were targeting one person. And I will sit here tonight to say, even in his grave, I still remain an ardent supporter of the late Senator Prince Yomi Johnson. No matter what, I will salute my papa every day. You know why? Because he stood for a cause. It would have been better for him to have been tried and convicted if he does, if the verdict comes in that form. But where we are and where we are heading, I want to believe vividly that we were just doing a wish hunt. We were just trying to, prove a point. But we'll keep on asking this question on behalf of the Liberian people. We still have economic mafias in the country. Yeah, it's the case of the $25 million that went to trial and quote unquote the jury were tampered with. Other people went scot-free and other people got convicted. If the owner mandate can be responsible and the boss man is not responsible, I don't know. I don't know where we actually heading, folks. But on a serious note, there are questions, a huge question surrounding this whole issue of water economic crimes court, and we want to know, the public want to know, what is the problem that up to now we have not seen this court function? All our economic, everyday corruption cases in Liberia, and I believe if this code was functional, we'll try people into those areas. Before we say war and economic crimes, we still have generals. And General Yaket will always say, y'all bring a coat, I will go. Yaket is still there. Now, gospel, I got it, evangelist. Boneke is still there. That's his name. Milton Bly. That's his full name. Evangelist Milton Bly is still there. You have Yaya Nimlin. Other men still exist in Liberia. But we were still talking about one single person. And you know what? I will always refer to that old man as the hero of Nimba. Even in his grave, we're giving that respect and salute him every single day. History has recorded him. War comes with both negative and positive side. That he might not do everything right during the war, but there are positive things that he did. And the positive ones are standing up for Nimba. We will salute him for that. He remains the godfather of Nimba. Senator Johnson, may peace be unto his ashes. He is the godfather of Nimba. Nobody will take that title from our baby. We'll give him that title always. But on a serious note, are we, like PLO always say, in one of his speeches, he spoke about the African unity. The meeting was held in Sanikore. If you went to Sanikore, there's a African I don't know, say AOU monument right to the center street of Sanikore. It is there. It's one of the historical sites in Nimba. And I may always say That organization have become a toothless bulldog. And I believe, believe that statement. And I want to say, it's that the World Economic Crimes Court have become a toothless bulldog because we say it on paper, but we don't see it happening. We've won 2 years, and the zeal in which this thing came out with, if we actually meant it well to be implemented, then by this time that court should have been in full function. But we don't see it. Are we waiting to erect a new building from scratch to say, yes, we have the code in effect? What is happening, folks? What is the issue? The public want to know what happened. Well, folks, we are just pushing and preaching for our people, like we always say, we will be the watchdog to speak on issues that affect our society. The war and economic crimes will always come to our mind. Until we can see it actually function, we will not stop talking about it. We want to hold this government feet on fire to fulfill those promises. And I know in my county, in my district, what we are sitting here, some other elements are taking us to be a political pressure group. But I don't think that's how our society should go about doing things. In a very Western world that I sit, where I speak from, there are a lot of media outlets, TV station upon TV station, media platform upon media platform. The only thing let your news and other information be genuine and accurate. But in my county, in my home, people take it to be political. People take it to be a pressure group. And I think if you are doing a community service, and we call an institutional community service, you should take off the cap of politics and favoritism, serve the people diligently. And you know what? Well, what we sit here doing, by God's willing, as former President Charles Taylor would say, by God's willing, we will do more, far better than why you guys in existence currently in our community. Far better than what you guys have. Because we are not here to joke, we are not here to play. And we are not running a politics ground, but we are here to provide the genuine information to our people. You guys know yourself, y'all know what I'm talking about. But y'all will be the same person parading around just because y'all want to be seen by people. But let me tell you, I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. All of you in that statutory district, I'm talking about it by statutory district as whole. Let me leave to our river. Some of you said and think that, oh, no, God, they are politicians, they are political pressure group, they are engineered by people. I think for myself, I don't think for nobody. No one put this in my mouth to come and establish this Tua River online platform. It's not just online thing that we're sitting here doing. We might not have a radio station now, but we are coming, and we are coming with force. You will see us. You will see us, and you will see us pretty soon. But y'all got to take off that mentality and do the people with professionalism. And you who came from a journalist background would think that politics can strive into a community, you know, a community station that belongs to all citizens. If you think politics can strive into it, then that's good for you. But I'm telling you, that is not a rightful way to go about it. You will soon start seeing competitions because you are provoking a lot of people. You will start seeing competition. You are provoking a lot of people within that community. You have been existing for a very long time within that by statutory bill. And I think with your proceeding, you will see a lot of competition. We will head straight into Trois River. And that's why we said the Trois River online platform. We coming. We coming with the citizen movement to build our own radio station in Trois River. You guys will see it. That's the time we will tell you we are not politicians, but we are serious-minded people. Sit there with your politics and be roaming around. That birth certificate will say, who will tell you? Who will tell you? You will see. The development and improvement of our society, it depends on all of us. No matter who you are, even a layman down the line got a part to play in the development of our community. And this is why we've seen our politics, our community being the way it is. Because we everything and all things, anything we think of is politics. But that's not all to it. That's not all to it. It's a wake-up call to you people. It's a wake-up call that with your action, you are provoking a lot of people within your under your feet. You are provoking a lot of people. Don't be surprised to see other people coming up. For me, I go into a river because my home is Trois River. I fall on it by starting to a district, but my home is Trois River. I'm going to a river. But within it, barely, you're provoking a lot of people. You will see people coming after, people coming soon. And don't be surprised because you are provoking a lot of people. I'm just saying it. Because we are all barely people by statutory district, as we are called district-wise. Statutory district, we have one statutory superintendent. But I came from Trois River District, electoral district number 4. I think it's important that we embrace and accept one another effort. But if we just take everything to be politics, we will be depriving our people. We will be bringing mixed feelings among ourselves like we continue to do right now. Daddy. So, folks, we just want to see the good things happening in our community, our country, and our country. We are not in any way competing with any other person, but we are doing our own. We are doing our own thing in our own weak way. I'm not in competition with nobody. If it takes me years to build that radio station in Gapley, I will do it. And that will be my legacy tomorrow. That it will speak for me. It's not politics. I'm not looking for favor from no politician. When I say no politician, I'm not looking for favor from anybody. I am a contributor. If I do have it, I contribute to society. That is all of us responsibility. But a lot of you folks don't really understand. And we will continue to enlighten your minds. That is not everything you see, you think is politics. And I don't blame you folks, because our society has been, built in a way that everything we think of is politics. That's why our society, have shown to us. But we are trying to change that narrative and bring on different thinking cap, that we can do something different and not just wait for politicians to come from the sky and do that. Maybe as they see me doing what I'm doing now, you'll see somebody else coming in a few days and say, oh, this. But I'm telling you, this is the original platform of the Tri River people. We are coming. Don't be afraid. We are building a coalition for the citizens of Tri River. Now, I say coalition is not political coalition, but for community development. And I like my name, the Aglo. That's what the L stands for. You know why? And in a guild that they always say, some of my uncles will always say, "Ade Aglo Adinisa," which means when it stay long, it tastes good. And we will do that. I always like to live to the meaning of my name, no matter what, how long. And it's not how long or how well. We will come. We will get there. Don't be surprised. And on this note, I would like to say thank you to you all here tonight. Let me take my Satoka in the library way. Let me take my Satoka and go enjoy my birthday a little bit. But we'd like to extend our condolences to our administrator, Mr. Franklin Miamin, T. Miamin, who lost his father-in-law on Tuesday. I want to say our sincere condolences to him, and wish them well as the funeral is going to an end. Hopefully tomorrow is the end of the funeral. We wish them well, that God will console the family that I've left behind. But our sincere condolences to them on behalf of this platform and on behalf of my family. I want to extend our sincere condolences to them, especially my mother Vera, because she named one of the gentleman of the house was named after me. So if you see USA, man, this is the USA. So I want to extend our sincere condolences to my mother and her family for the passing of my grandfather. Folks, I want to say thank you all, those of you that came and left, and those of you that are coming across this video. It's all important. We Liberians have to take the responsibility of Liberia very seriously. Let's put politics aside. Politics is just seasonal, it comes and goes. But if we can all make effort to develop our country, our nation, it will be the America that all of us want to come to America today and be here. America have about 50 states, all right? And some other states are even more than Liberia. But the issue of development and system is what built America to where it is today, that all of us wants to come to America. But it's not late for us to, adapt that same system or method into our Liberia, our mama Liberia, our beloved home. It's not late. Now, I am of the strongest conviction that Liberia will rise beyond where it is now. Let me give you a itinerary for this week. Hopefully Wednesday we will have guests here on Wednesday. It will be finalized before Wednesday. You will know who that person is. And then on Thursday we will also speak to our students in India. I am told there is a changes. Some changes has been made to their series of events. So they will come here on Thursday to talk to us on that. And we are bringing on board new faces, young journalists. We already have one here already, Jackson, and we'll be adding another person to Jackson here. Now I will be sitting back to watch my team grow. I'll be doing my background work, but equally so I'll be here. So I'll be giving my young team, code of professionals, well-trained journalists. I'll be giving them the platform to build this platform. I'll just be here, give them a go ahead to run our show. So we will see them. I won't call their name, but we will see them. Hopefully going forward, what we do will be, brought to the public. And I want to say thank you to all of you, our followers. We do sincerely appreciate all of you on a very serious note. All of you. Especially you see that since people of Tua River, some of them were told and some of them came across this platform. A lot of people are following this platform on a daily basis. And that's what we want. I want to say thank you to you all. We are getting there. And I'm glad that our messages is not just landing on empty soil, but a very fertile soil. I want to say thank you to you all. You guys are the reason we are here. We applaud you every day. Please continue to share our message, our live podcast. Let the people see it. Let others who don't know this platform get to know them. Hopefully one day we will get there. Thank you all, God's willing. We'll be with you. I'm taking my Satoka at this time. Thank you. Bye-bye from my end.